TikTok is a strange place, and I think a lot of people know that. Now, I use TikTok mainly to post clips from the podcasts that I have on this channel with my co-host Jordan. But when I'm on TikTok, the algorithm clearly knows me, clearly knows I like superheroes, clearly knows I like movies, and that's pretty much all I ever get on my TikTok feed. One of the most common things I am getting on my TikTok is versus battles between DC and Marvel. And yeah, at first glance, they can be fun. It is what it is. But it's getting to the point where I'm reading some of these comments. It's almost becoming a war on TikTok. Like, you almost see content creators literally battling each other in comment sections because one person favors one character over another. I had to jump into this battle, and I don't even really want to make it a battle. Like, once again, this is all opinionated. There is no true answer. So let me explain this first of all. The podcast coming up next Tuesday, the first topic me and Jordan have, we do talk about the whole TikTok versus battle videos going on that platform. I am a little aggressive in the podcast where I talk about how ridiculous it is that some of these people don't understand the feats that Batman has achieved over the years. So this video, I'm going to keep it a little more passive, whereas if you do watch the podcast, which I do suggest you all do because we have a ton of fun, but I am a little more aggressive in that topic in the podcast. But as for right now, since I'm not in the moment, I'm going to use a little bit more reasoning, and I'm going to make this clear that everything I'm saying here is an opinion. There are certain things I will say here that are absolute fact, and as much as people may not like it, there is no fighting it because a fact is a fact. But most of what I say here is my opinion and what I believe to be true. So the first thing I want to mention is a lot of the battles I seem to see is Batman versus Captain America or Batman versus Black Panther. Sometimes Batman versus Iron Man, Wonder Woman versus Hulk, or another two big ones, Superman versus Ghost Rider, Superman versus Silver Surfer. And I can't tell whether or not people genuinely believe that these Marvel characters could beat DC characters, or if they are simply just saying it because the recency bias of Marvel is so big right now. And the language really, really bugs me too. Like, when one person has an opinion that another person doesn't like, they'll write L or L person or L take. Why? Because they have a difference of opinion than you. Or another one I love is stomps. Oh yeah, Black Panther stomps, bro. He stomps. Shut the fuck up. Mid diff, high diff, neg diff. What? Huh? The TikTok language simply irritates me. I think it's really, really annoying. The amount of times I look at some of these comments, you know, Batman versus Cap, and people are choosing Captain America, or Batman versus Black Panther, and people are choosing Black Panther, or Silver Surfer over Superman. Never do I see comments of people giving specific reasons on why they think it. And I'm not saying you need to go into an essay, but there's never been one comment section where I've seen why they would think Silver Surfer would defeat Superman. So that's what I'm saying. I can't tell if this is recency bias with Marvel, if they simply just don't want to see DC succeed in any way, even with their characters. If this is just people writing stupid comments down to be stupid, or if this is genuinely your opinion. Personally, and I know this might get hate from people, and no, it's not because I'm such a huge Batman fan. You can't see it. There's a Superman statue over here too. My whole room's filled with Batman shit. But no, it's not because I'm being biased, but it's because I'm so deep into the knowledge of Batman that I know what he's capable of. It's easier to list down his incapabilities than his capabilities, because what he's not capable of is essentially nothing. I personally believe he would, without a doubt, beat Captain America. He would beat Iron Iron Man, he would beat Black Panther. And I'm not saying that Iron Man or Black Panther or Captain America couldn't beat him. They could. 7 times, 6 times maybe out of 10, Batman will beat Black Panther or Iron Man. But once again, if you think Black Panther could beat Batman, I understand why you would think that. My problem isn't that people have an opinion on who would win in these random versus battles. My problem is the people who just seem undeniably biased because they prefer Marvel over DC, and that is what it looks like on TikTok. Why I'm even making a video about this, I don't really know, because TikTok's TikTok. You simply just let it be and move on. But maybe it's because I'm so passionate about these characters, I had to get my 2 cents into this. There are 2 things I mainly want to talk about here. I want to give my reasonings on why I think Batman could handle pretty much anyone he wanted in the Marvel universe, other than, of course, the heavier hitting characters like a Spider-Man or a Thor or even a Hulk. And then I also want to talk about the legacies that these characters have left behind. But for the record, I just want to say Superman, in my opinion, would beat Silver Surfer and he would beat Ghost Rider without a doubt. I just needed that to be said. Now, because Batman is my favorite fictionalized fantasy sci-fi creation of all time, I gotta defend my guy from the constant slander I see him being put through every day on TikTok. I can't believe I'm doing this. What I fail to understand is why people think Batman would have no chance against a guy like Captain America, Iron Man, or Black Panther. We've seen enough of Batman to understand that he can pretty much do anything. If we are talking Batman from the Arkham games or Batman from the comic books, those versions of Batman could fight whoever the hell he wanted and win. Fine, if you're doing MCU Black Panther or MCU Iron Man or something versus the Dark Knight Batman with Christian Bale or Robert Pattinson's Batman, yeah, their Batman are gonna lose. They're too grounded in their reality of realism. Like, that's not gonna work for them. They're gonna lose to those characters. Even Ben Affleck's Batman does have a very grounded feel to him in some of the stuff that he does. He would probably lose to some of those characters too. But I'm talking about comic book Batman. I'm sorry, this guy's not losing. Now, I have a list here, and a relatively small list of all the accomplishments Batman has had in his career. There's hundreds, maybe thousands of more things he has done that I just can't put on the list because then this video would never end. And if you look at the stuff he's done here, it makes me question why so many people just hate on Batman and hate on Superman too, just to hate on them. And I have my reasonings that I'll get to at the end of the video. But I just want to say, I do respect your opinion if you genuinely believe and have points to back up the fact that a Black Panther could beat a Batman. I 100% am not saying you're wrong for it, but I'm so sick of people slandering Batman with absolutely no points to back it up, so I'm going to give you some points. Number 1, and probably one of the most important things about him, he has mastered 127 different fighting styles. Mastered them. And that also includes weapons. If Batman was asked to use a bow and arrow against Green Arrow, yeah, I'm sure it would be a tough battle because Green Arrow is so skilled with a bow and arrow, but I still think Batman could potentially win that fight. That's how skilled he is with pretty much everything. He has a 192 IQ. Batman has a 9 to a 10 level intellect. And let me just kind of scale that for you. If you have someone like Brainiac, he's a 12th level intellect, one of the most genius minds in the universe, if not potentially the top 3 most smartest characters in the DC universe. To then scale it down a little bit, you have Lex Luthor, who would be at an 11, who is technically smarter than Bruce Wayne, but then Bruce Wayne gets scaled down just a little bit to the 9th or the 10th. But Batman is more than likely within the top 5 or the top 10 of the smartest characters in the DC universe because he still finds a way to beat these characters or stand up intellectually to those characters. We've seen in comic books before, he can punch through trees, he can punch through brick walls, he bench presses over 1,000 pounds and leg presses over 2,500 pounds. He literally lifted up a portion of a collapsing building to allow civilians to escape. Who cares if it's not the whole building? He's a goddamn human and he lifted up portion of it. He was once in an arena with some of the world's best fighters for 26 hours, and every hour he took on a new fighter and beat them all. He has kicked a motorcycle in half. He has literally fought gorillas and lions hand-to-hand combat. His utility belt is an unlimited bag of tricks. The guy has anything he needs when he needs it. You would be thinking, like, how did he just randomly pull out this gadget? How did he know he needed to be prepared for that? This is one of the biggest ones and one of the most important ones that I don't think people understand. He has defeated Red Lanterns. Red Lanterns can take on a Superman. They can stand toe-to-toe with the gods of the DC universe. We're talking about Red Lanterns that if they fell from space into the atmosphere, crashing into Earth, they would survive it. And what happens to a Red Lantern when they start losing? They get angrier and angrier. The more rage you are, the stronger you get, and Batman has beat them hand-to-hand combat. Everyone wants to talk about Iron Man suits, but everyone wants to forget that Batman has his own high-tech vault of bat suits as well, capable of doing many different things. One of the most popular bat suits he's ever created is, of course, the Hell Bat suit. And that suit is created by every member of the Justice League, imbued with their power, so that he can now go up against god-level threats the Justice League have to face on a daily basis and fight alongside them. Bruce has dragged a World War II fighter plane with a rope slunched over his shoulder and dragged it through a jungle. His body is so naturally in tune with his senses, he can move and predict things without even realizing it, without even consciously thinking about it. He doesn't even need to know a guy is pointing a gun at him and he's about to shoot him. When the gun goes off, he is so fast that even without knowing it, he just moves and dodges the bullet. And speaking about bullets, not only can he dodge them, he's so fast, he can actually pluck bullets out of the air as they're being fired at him. There's actually a comic book where they show Batman getting shot by a machine gun, and he's dodging every bullet that's coming his way. He's pulling a Matrix. We all know who Solomon Grundy is. About the size of the Hulk, if maybe not a little bit bigger. Batman has literally grabbed Solomon Grundy, picked him up, and slammed him on the ground. We all know he's fought Superman before and he's beat him, but because he understands him, of course, the use of kryptonite or a red sun, he has scuffled with Wonder Woman. There's even comic book pages where we see Batman gets absolutely obliterated by Wonder Woman, and he's not even in a bat suit. He's just wearing his Bruce Wayne tuxedo, and she took him and threw him into a stone wall, and he literally gets up from the throw and faces down Wonder Woman after taking a hit from a goddess. Okay. He has also defeated the Justice League, considering he has contingency plans for every single one of them, but I don't think that gets enough respect because the Justice League are gods. Like, he's literally defeated gods. Okay. He's defeated the Batman Who Laughs. Batman could be the most dangerous man on planet Earth and one of the most dangerous people in the DC universe. And the reason for that is because if he was evil, he would have no moral code. He would have no ethical thinking to him. Batman as an evil person would literally be unstoppable and would be one of the most terrifying people in the universe. The Batman Who Laughs is a Batman who loses his way to the Joker and becomes demented like the Joker. The Batman Who Laughs, correct me if I'm wrong, has destroyed what? 23 universes? Batman beat him. Batman beat the Batman Who Laughs. He's also so fast, he has been shown that he can hit a speedster. Sure, he got beat up by Professor Zoom. He was so fast that he was capable of landing a couple of hits on Professor Zoom because he understands his path pattern. And then to cap it all off, Batman has gone toe-to-toe with Darkseid. Darkseid. I don't care if Batman was in the Hellbat suit. He's gone toe-to-toe with Darkseid. There's no doubt that DC and the Justice League face down more god or cosmic level threats than Marvel does. DC seems to do it on a daily basis. Do you really think Batman, if he wasn't so capable and so confident in himself, he'd be standing up with gods himself? Batman is not an ordinary human. Honestly, they write him to not even be human. Another thing a lot of people have to stop complaining about is Batman's prep time. When you start complaining about Batman's prep time, unfortunately, you're complaining about Batman now. It is not our fault that the writers decided to write him that way. Batman is prep time. And the thing that is so scary and dangerous about Batman, if he knows you, he's already prepared for you. If he doesn't know you and you're a new threat to him, Batman would never throw himself in a position to fight you if he doesn't know what you're capable of. Unfortunately, you cannot remove the prep time conversation away from Batman, because removing preparation time from Batman is like removing the Batmobile from Batman, or removing the bat suit, or removing the fact that he's rich. Unfortunately, for people who don't like it, the prep time idea is who Batman is. Batman does not just deal with low-rate thugs anymore. Batman does not deal with street levelers. Batman, on a daily basis, beats up guys like Captain America. For example, I'll mention it again. Arkham Knight Batman, no chance. That guy could beat anyone he wanted. Comic book Batman could beat anyone he wanted. And I think what I'm starting to notice, Batman, and because I was talking about him earlier, Superman, the jealousy of their legacies is becoming very apparent now. What decides the winner of a versus battle between a hypothetical Batman and Black Panther or Superman and Silver Surfer? It's the writer. Whoever is writing the book is going to choose the victor. Usually what will happen is the writer will find a way to make it a draw, because he knows that if he chooses one side over the other side that was not chosen has a lot of angry, upset fans now. But if you had to choose, I would say 90% of the time, writers of versus battles are going to tend to pick the more popular character because they have more fans and more people to worry about. When you look at Batman and Superman and the way they have been written and the things they have been able to do, all of their accomplishments, all of their power, it does not often seem like they can be defeated. The top 3 comic book characters today, and more than likely will be for the rest of eternity, is Batman, Superman, and Spider-Man. Next up after Spider-Man would potentially be Wonder Woman. You can't touch their legacies. At the end of the day, it really does not matter who wins in those battles. If Batman were to lose or Superman were to lose, it doesn't matter because they're winning at the end of the day anyways. They are the goated superheroes of all time. Their legacies stand up so much taller than any other superhero ever created. All I see in these versus battles on TikTok are just a bunch of people who are really mad that their favorite character does not have the legacy that Batman or Superman has. And what they end up doing is they end up talking shit about how Batman or Superman would lose in a versus battle because they believe that is the only thing they have over that character, which at the end of the day, it does not even matter because their legacy speaks so much louder than your hypothetical victory over two superheroes who honestly would never end up fighting each other in the first place. See, I simply just think a lot of people are really mad that Batman has been written the way he has. He's been written in a way where he never loses, he outsmarts everybody, he tends to have the best technology available, and I don't think people like that Batman could truly defeat your favorite character. It's coming to the point where people start to complain that Batman has plot armor and that his prep time is ridiculous. But the ridiculous part of that statement is complaining about that. Every single comic book character ever created has plot armor. It's not Batman fans' fault that Batman has been described, been created, and been written to do some of the most impossible things that a human can do. Batman is literally the god of humanity. And I can't stop saying this. What it feels like is it feels like a lot of people's annoyance to his popularity. The fact that he is so popular, the fact that he is truly so powerful and so unstoppable makes a lot of people mad. So what they end up doing is they try to find other like-minded people like themselves who do not like the character as well and start talking shit about the character, about how the character is just not a good character, or how Batman is not capable of taking on some of these weaker opponents. And until you can finally respect or understand that that is who Batman is as a character, you're only going to waste your own time, because whether you like it or not, Batman is literally created to be one of the most unstoppable characters in comic book history. I know this video will probably ruffle some feathers and will probably make a lot of people angry, but I said what I said because I honestly believe it. To have a legacy, you need to execute in all factors. You need comic books, movies, video games, animation, TV shows, and mainly the intrigue of the character. And as I was saying, I'm very confused on what this is if people genuinely have an opinion, or if it's just that the Marvel recency bias is absolutely disgusting. At the end of the day, you do not have Marvel without DC, and you do not have superheroes without Superman. There's so much more I could say about this topic, but I'm not going to because this video is already long as it is. I needed to defend Batman. I needed to give him some support in these stupid versus battles. Number one, whenever they cross DC and Marvel, there probably won't ever be a winner because the writers don't want to make people mad. Number two, the decision comes up from the writer, and that's the thing. Another writer might have a different opinion than that writer. This is simply all opinionated. There is no right or wrong, yes or no. And number three, I just think there are a lot of people who are very, very mad and very, very jealous that their characters are not as monumental as Batman and Superman. But anyways, everyone, that is it for this video. I'm sure in the comments I'll be getting a lot of hate if this video does end up getting out there and does end up getting the attention. And yes, I am very passionate about my feelings towards this, and I am very opinionated. So in the comments below, let me know how you feel about this, whether you really hate me or you really like me. Up to you. But I said what I said because I feel like it's what needed to be said. That is it for this video, guys, and until next time, I will talk to you all very soon.